What is going on, Hype Zone? Bosch here. I'm pretty aware that most of you guys have probably never seen me before, so I'm just going to give you a couple minutes just to take in the beauty that is before you. Yes, this complexion is natural, and yes, this accent is really real. But on to a real note, we are here to discuss raids today, okay? What is a raid? I'm going to assume everybody is starting from bare absolute zero and are new to streaming. So in essence, a raid is when somebody finishes up their stream and brings across all of their live viewership at that moment into your stream when you happen to be streaming at the same time. There are some misconceptions about raids, and this needs to be said as well. The main thing being, as a streamer who's starting off, and I remember it well, raids were what I really got excited for. That's what I wanted to happen. That's what I thought was going to blow up my channel. The reality of a raid is, generally speaking, you are only going to retain a very small percentage of that viewership. A lot of people straight away are going to tune out. They're going to go off, turn their monitors off, do whatever they're doing in real life. They've watched the streamer that they came to watch. And that's just natural, and it happens every time. And there's nothing you can do to change it. It's just something that you got to accept. And it took me a while to kind of realize that and accept that. I couldn't understand why the whole raid wasn't staying. I'm just telling you guys now, it's completely natural. Do not be in any way despondent when you see the raid numbers drop, because it happens in every single raid to every single streamer. Okay, you're not going to hold on to the whole raid. People are going to go off, do their own thing. They're happy. They've finished. That's just got to be said. So straight away, one thing you've got to be aware of, you're obviously working with a much smaller number of people who are there. But there are people there who are going to give you a chance. That is the main positive. So you've been streaming all day. This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've got extra eyes on your content. You've got new people who are keen to meet a new streamer and give you a chance. What you do with the next 10 to 15 seconds are huge. Okay? I cannot emphasize enough that this is just my opinion from my experience. I will never tell somebody what they should or shouldn't do. Everything works differently for everybody. Different things work for X versus Y. And I completely understand that. And I completely understand that people learn and develop and evolve their own route through experience. What I will say, however, is that my opinion is based on experience. And it is generally perceived to be a pretty good way to receive raids and to look at raids. So I've just been raided. What am I thinking? What's going through my head? How am I going to maximize the next 15 seconds and give myself the best possibility at retaining these viewers in my channel? First thing I realized off the bat before doing anything is, not only has this person raided me with themselves, they've raided me with their community. They've entrusted their community with me and my channel. By extension, I am now a representation of that streamer, and that is something you've really got to be aware of. It's not as simple as somebody bringing a group of random people over. It's about a person bringing their community and people who they trust and respect over to your channel. Okay? What do I do? First things first, I don't care what you're playing. I don't care in what position you're in, unless you're playing some got a 50k Fortnite tournament. Put the controller down. Stop what you're doing. Okay? Give the people maximum respect, maximum time. You've only got 15 seconds to pull this off. Put the controller down. First thing I do, I thank the raider personally so much. I introduce the raider as a streamer to my community. I say thank you, XYZ. Thank you for your support. It is very much appreciated. Secondly, I thank all the community for coming over. I thank the streamer for entrusting me with his community, and I thank them all individually when and where I can. What do I mean by that? 9 times out of 10, people are going to start chatting when a raid comes in. Raiders are going to start spamming hype emotes. It's just what happens, generally speaking. I will read every single person that speaks in my chat. Why do I do that? You've got 15 seconds to connect with people that you've never met ever in your channel. What better way to connect with somebody than to read their name out and thank them individually? Straight away they think, this guy, this girl is really respectful, really appreciative. I like them. I like what they're about. You don't need to be the most hype person in the world. You don't need to set off raid alerts, although a lot of people do and have raid scenes set up. I appreciate people sometimes are streaming off console. You do not need to be the most energetic person in the world when a raid comes in. You just have to show that you give a shit. So after I've done all of that, I then introduce myself. I tell the new community that's come across who I am, where I'm from, what I'm about, what my stream stands for. A nice one is introducing what you like about your stream most. That's a good one for me. For me personally, I tell everybody you're very welcome here. We do something different because we do something different. It takes a little bit of an explanation. And then I say we are all about positivity, enjoying each other, not taking ourselves too seriously, and forgetting about all our IRL shit and leaving it at the door. And I said you're all very welcome. If you do like the content, please stick around. And then I continue to do what I do and play my game. You've done everything you can. You've made that connection. You've thanked the streamer. You've welcomed the community in. You've welcomed them individually. You've explained who you are and what you're about. And now the rest is kind of back to the normal routine. And that should only take about 30 seconds to a minute, if that. It depends on the size of the raid, the size of the channel. There's a bit of there are variables there, but by and large, that is how you approach it. The pitfalls of a badly received raid. So you get a raid come in. The person doesn't acknowledge the raider, doesn't look at the chat, doesn't read out any names. How would you feel if you came into a raid? Certainly as the streamer who's brought their community into your stream, they're not going to raid you again. They feel like it's a little bit of a slap in the face. A badly received raid is blacklisted. You're never going to get raided by that person again. And by and large, you're probably not going to get raided by any of those people who came in who happen to be streamers with that community. Okay? So it's really important that you take note of everything that I said earlier on. Be appreciative. Be as personable as you can. Try and make as many connections as you can. And just be thankful and show that you appreciate. And people will return. Obviously, the benefits of a good raid, you get people to come back, they follow you, they subscribe, and they might even become lifelong channel fans. But there is a difference, and you need to understand that a badly received raid versus a well-received raid have two very different outcomes, and you need to be aware of how to receive them well in order to give yourself the best chance at retaining those viewers going forward. Hopefully you found this video informative and helpful, and you can put some of the tips I suggested into practice next time you get raided. We will be making more of these kind of videos going forward. If people have any specific topics that they want us to cover, please let us know. We're happy to have feedback, and we're happy to discuss any kind of topics in the future that you guys feel are relevant to your situations. Again, thank you so much. Let's keep being positive. Let's keep supporting each other. And let's keep putting the work in to get to know each other.